right, welcome everyone to another session of Scanner School. I want to thank everybody for being here this evening. And again, this is our live Q&A session where I am here answering your questions. So, a couple of things before we get started. If you're watching this live right now, I want to say thank you so much for joining us live on the Tuesday evening. Usually we do this on the first Tuesday of every month, but this month, because we had Labor Day last weekend, I pushed this off a week so that we wouldn't have the 3-day weekend to interfere with everybody coming in. Plus, I know we got school starting. For anybody who's catching us on a replay, again, I want to thank you all for watching the replay of this. And again, if you subscribe to the YouTube channel and ring the bell, you'll know when we go live next month. So here's how these sessions work. This is here for you, right? So I am here to answer your Scanner Radio questions. So if you're watching live, why don't you go ahead and put a question or a comment or even just check in. Let me know you're sitting here watching, and let me know. And if you put it in the chat box, either on Facebook or on Periscope, which is Twitter, we should be on Instagram, and of course we're on YouTube. And let me know you're in there. Just drop in your questions. Of course, there's my daughter Lauren. Lauren, there's your shout out. Now go to bed. So there we are. If you are a extra credit Patreon supporter, you can catch us over on Zoom right now. Make sure you check the Patreon dashboard for your link to join us over there. Also, again, if you're catching us on the replay, just leave your questions down in the description. Of course, we'll be sure to come back here, check in, and be sure to answer that as well. So that's basically how this operates. Again, make sure you click on subscribe on the YouTube channel so that you know when we do this again next month. So let's go ahead and take a quick look. Let me change the scene here to the chat box. Again, we are playing around with something new this month. I've got some new design set up. And again, every time we do this, we do something a little bit different, right? We try and learn a little bit. So this is what we do. So let's take a look over here at the chat box and see what's in so far. I've got Bear Bull Cruising is in from the San Francisco Bay Area. Good afternoon, early evening to you over there in California. There's my daughter Lauren, so there's your shout out for you over there. And also we've got John has come in. He says he's got Bergen County and wants to receive a Hudson County P25 Phase 2 system. You've got the BCD 996 P2 scanner. All of the control channels are programmed in and other control channels, and all you get is noise. Can you describe the noise that you are getting on your scanner? Is it garbled transmissions? Is it are you noticing that you have any signal strength on the control channels? And how far away are you, John, from listening to this trunk radio system? Are you I think I remember this from last month or 2 months ago. You're outside the county that you're trying to listen to. How many miles away are you looking? Also, are you using an outdoor antenna? We'll see if we can figure out what's going on here. While we're waiting for that to come in as well, let me go over to radio reference. We'll bring up the database. We can start answering that question as well. And that one, Kevin got you in also on the chat. Kevin, good to see you tonight over on. Looks like you're watching us from over here on YouTube. So if you're watching us from anywhere else, let me know. If you've got us over on Instagram or on Periscope, Twitter, or over on Facebook. We should be on all the platforms. But right now, all I am seeing right now, checking in, is the YouTube. So hopefully we are where we want to be right now. All right. John, while we're waiting for you, let me go ahead over here and check this in. Also, we got Arthur is over on Zoom as well. It's a quiet evening. We've got Michael also is over on Zoom. And, of course, I cannot minimize my Zoom window while a meeting is going on. So this will be interesting. Let me find where my Safari browser went to so I can bring up radio reference over here for you guys. And we've got a lot going on. I've got a lot. I need a second monitor to kind of go through everything we've got here on the screen, and then that will be coming soon, I guess. There's my local display. I don't need that. I do need this window, though. So let's look at Safari, and we'll transition over to here. Excellent. And let's go over and bring up radio reference. Actually, let me just hide this for a second. To chat box transition. I always forget forget a little bit. Gotta keep things a little bit private sometimes. All right, so we've got Safari. We've got this. We'll transition back over. And here we go. All right, so John, to prep for your question, let's go over here to Jersey. And you said you were over listening to the Bergen system, if I recall correctly. Bergen. I know it's one of these. There we go. All right. While we're waiting for this, too, Plainfield Fire Company got you in from Connecticut. Good to see you in this evening. John saying outdoor, not carbal. Signal is 3 bars. All right. So we'll take a look at that 1 second. Let's see. This Bergen P25 system, it says, well, first of all county law enforcement talk groups are encrypted. So are you trying to listen to anything on here that is encrypted? Because that will definitely sound garbled if that's what you are trying to listen to. Let me just come over here. Yep, we are just waiting for my Mac to update here. You're also inside of Bergen County. Okay, so you are inside the county you're trying to monitor, which is good. So we're not trying to get anything far away. And again, just waiting on the PC here to do its thing. Well, that's not right. It's the Mac I'm on right now. It seems to have problems lately with web browsing, but that's all right. We'll jump over. There we go. So looks like we've got anything in this mode column here that's got an E on it that is encrypted. So if you're not listening to anything that's encrypted, then that makes sense. But it did say on the other notes that all law enforcement was encrypted, and now we're seeing here that there's not encrypted on PD. I guess it's just countywide law enforcement was encrypted. All right, so as long as you're not listening to anything here in the Sheriff Talkbook, nope, try to receive Hudson. Oh, you're trying to receive Hudson, and you're in Bergen. That's the question. Okay, so we will back up to Jersey. So you're over here, and you're trying to receive Hudson, which is the county next to you. Gotcha. So let's see what we got here. And you're listening to the P25 trunk system, and you said it was the close Union City trunk system. It says the Jersey City trunk system. I'm getting confused as to what Union City. There it is. Project 25 Phase 2. Hopefully, let's see. All right, so we've got TDMA talk groups on here. There's not much in here to listen to. And let's see, Site 1. It's only got one name. Let's see what we got. Got a couple of site locations. So you could have... I know this has been a problem for you for a while, John. There's going to be a lot in here. First of all is, even though you've got 3 bars, that's just the control channel. That isn't the voice paths on there, right? The voice paths you could be having issues with because it is TDMA. Again, you've got the 996P2. It could have issues because of simulcast. But again, you are outside the county. You could be getting interference, though, from other frequencies that are close to this that are coming in from other trunk radio systems as well. Does the radio work at all for you on this trunk radio system if you take it into Hudson County and start listening to the Jersey or the Union trunk system? Have you tried taking it out and just see if it works in there? Is it a distance issue? Still some variables in here we need to go through and figure out. I know TDMA is a real pain in the neck with some of these scanners. While we're going through waiting for some answers on that one, we'll go through. And let's see, Bearable is saying, question, is the Spectrum Sweeper feature on Whistler scanner the same as close call on the Uniden scanners? It is the same but different. It's basically the same way of doing something. So the way that close call works and the way Spectrum Sweeper works is slightly different. Spectrum Sweeper basically does a top to bottom sweep of the frequencies. Not exactly sure exactly what the algorithm is that Uniden uses. I think what they're looking at is just any signal that's over a particular noise floor volume or noise volume. And that's where it's going to peak and see that something is the strongest and lock into it. So there is a bit of a difference. I do notice, though, that the Spectrum Sweeper on the Whistler product line works a lot better than the close call feature works on Uniden. So I have tested this, and in fact, if I can, let me see, I got a new Stream Deck here. I'm playing around with it as it is slow right now, so it looks like my computer is really bogging down. Let's see if we can bring up this spreadsheet here. I can tell you where everything is. Episode guide. And let's see what's happening here. We're waiting for this document to load up. So I'll give you the document, the podcast episode to listen to, where I go through the difference between close call and also spectrum sweep. I actually did a head-to-head comparison on that one, and it was a pretty simple comparison. What I really did was I had my wife basically stand on the corner with an FRS radio, and I took the two scanners and just walked a block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, basically, and the Whistler scanner just worked a whole lot better than the Uniden one when it came to find that one. So I am looking here on my list of podcast episodes, and there's a lot because we're almost at podcast episode 200 now. So let me just take a quick look here for close call, and that one was, let's see, Uniden close call was on episode 155. Episode 156 was Whistler Signal Stalker and Spectrum Sweeper. And then 157 was basically the comparison between the two of them. So if you want to know how one works differently than the other, then that is where you'd want to see on those 3 podcast episodes. So that's where they would be. So that would be that. So let me just make sure we are we're on Facebook right now. We are, let's see, we are definitely on, Instagram says online. I've got Twitter, Periscope online, and also YouTube. Good. All right. So I seem to be everywhere I need to be right now. Perfect, guys. Again, if you're watching this live, why don't you go ahead and leave a thumbs up, or if you watch this recorded, leave a thumbs up. Let us know that we are answering the questions the way you expect them to. Also, make sure you are continue to subscribe to our podcast, which comes out every Tuesday, and we haven't missed a date yet. We've got episode number 200 coming up in just a couple of weeks. And also, you can see we've got some badging over, depending what screen I've got on right now. It looks like it's over to that side towards the bottom. You'll see reminders to make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter. And if you do follow us over on Twitter, you get more of a behind the scenes as to what is going on. Some more of questions I may have or things that I may be just asking in general. I do a lot of that over on our Twitter feed. But if you want more, and even more than that, of course, our Patreon is where it's at, and that's where you get access to our monthly roundtable discussion. And also, I see Kenneth is joined over there as well. And it's a great time. You guys get me for another hour or so after this live Q&A session has completed. All right, so let's see what else we've got coming in here in the chats as we are looking in here. Kevin's asking, is there an easy way to learn ARC software? You're good with Sentinel, but the ARC seems a little over your head right now. Kevin, which version of ARC are you using? I am looking for video ideas. I do have a brand new video editor who I just brought on board this past week. And I actually have started a content calendar for the YouTube channel. So I will be looking for things to do for YouTube and to get my new video editor up and on running and keep her busy. The training course I have is keeping her very busy, but I want to also pepper in some other things and get more onto YouTube, especially with 2022. So if you have a specific question or package for the Butel software, let me know in the comment below, and I will make sure I get a video for that one moved up in the queue. But yeah, that will we can guide you through that here as well if we got time tonight, Kevin. So John, you've got the outdoor D130 NJ Discone antenna. You're in Bergen County. You're trying to receive Hudson County, right? We got that, and on a BCD 325, you can pick it up if you bring it in Hudson County, and the BC, if you on top of the Hackensack Hospital. Okay, will the 325 work at home, or is it still giving you the same issues you have at home with the 996 P2? Let's see if you can get that one working Just trying to kind of get a guess because I'm assuming that your 325P2 is programmed up with the same setup as the 996. Typically, that's how I would set mine up if I was doing it. Is I would have them cloned out together. So if you can get one working and not the other, or if they're both not working, that will definitely show us it's either an issue with location, or that you're getting an issue with too many. You could have frequencies coming in, and we could look at that as well over on radio reference to see if we got other frequencies that might be causing a problem here. Let's see. We got CF in. Howdy, CF. Chris is saying, right, yes, and that's the problem, though, too. I'm trying to figure that one out, Chris, because, if we look over at the system he's trying to monitor, Chris, it's the Union City system is what I gather, and there's only a couple of channels in here. If you look at the locations, there's 2 of them. Or 3 of them that's listed in here. Then, of course, there could be more, but that's what we're pulling out of here. Now, if you look at where he's actually located, he's a county all the way up here to the north. So you would think that the simulcast, he wouldn't really be getting bled with simulcast. So I'm wondering, because of also he's in Bergen County, he could be getting a lot of noise from the city or other frequencies coming in, because there is a higher ridge over in Bergen that, if it's the same channels that are coming in from, say, Long Island or Connecticut or other places, right? So he's down in here, and he's living up somewhere in Bergen County. Again, I don't know if you're on the county line or if you're inland a little bit more. I'm not really 100% familiar with Bergen. I do know where Paramus is, and that's about the extent of my Bergen knowledge. So yeah, it's kind of that as well. But yeah, I'm not. That's also why I'm asking. If he says it's working well inside, though, of the county he's trying to monitor, and it's outside, it really does lead me into being a signal strength problem. He's got too much error on the TDMA channels. He's trying to pick something up, or he's getting slammed by another outside frequency that's coming into where he's monitoring. Davis got you in over on Twitter, Periscope, from Raleigh, North Carolina. Thank you so much for watching us tonight. And Kevin's saying, yeah, so the ARC 530 Pro from there. So, okay, John, so it's not the radio then. It's the actual hardware or location. Okay, so, yeah, we may have a problem with you getting just too much signal from outside. Again, we'll look at that in 1 minute. Or it could be that that you're too far away and you're just getting too much noise. You're not getting enough signal strength to decode the TDMA voice channels on that scanner as well. So we'll take a look at 1 second and see if we can figure some of this stuff out. We've only got 5 frequencies in here, so it's really not going to be too hard to try and isolate this. Kevin, yeah, so the ARC 536, which is for the SDS 100, the SDS 200, the 436, and the 536. Yeah, it's a little bit of a headache to try and get started with. There is a very good PDF file included with the software to get going, but what I will do for you is I will definitely move that up the list. And in fact, let me go through my YouTube ideas, and let me go through. I actually got something else here called Tech Tips, and I am going to look for Putel. Let's see, ARC 536. I got ARC 536, and I'm just going to put a star next to that one so that I can say that Kevin is looking for this. And for some reason, my spacebar does not want to work. Interesting. All right, I flagged that one for you, Kevin, and we will move that up the line when it comes to our new YouTube segment that we're going to call Tech Tips. We're also looking at, I don't know if I want to spill the beans on it, but we have another segment we're looking at doing too. We're looking at doing a couple of videos a week. One will definitely be we'll just go through it now, so this way you guys know what's going on and coming down the pike. So we're going to launch a hopefully 3 segments, but don't hold me to it. The first one will be a tech tip where I'll come on and I'll just give you a quick 60-second rundown on how to do something with the scanner radio hobby, whether it be how to quickly do something in a piece of software like ARC 536, how to make sure your B and C connectors on the right way, how to set the squelch, something simple like that, something that will fit into a short video, 60 seconds or less, right? A tech tip being something that is bite-sized, digestible, will come out once a week, multiple platform. Think Instagram Reels, think TikTok, YouTube Shorts, etc. We're also going to do a radio of the week, and that is going to be taking out something out of my radio inventory and showing you how it works, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, when I bought it, what it can do, etc., etc. Some of these radios are very dusty, so it'll actually be me cleaning the radio, taking it apart, making sure that it's fully functional, doing a quick bench test on it, and the final product will be a nice refurbished, clean radio. It's a good opportunity for me to actually get these radios off the shelf, clean them up, use them, and explain a little bit about them while I'm doing this. And then the third one will be a product showcase, a product recommendation, whether it be an antenna or something like that. So again, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, because all of this is going to start coming. We're going to start creating content for this all soon, and with the idea that we'll have enough in the hopper so that we can actually just start releasing all the stuff once a week to you guys. So make sure you subscribe to YouTube so you have all that. Again, this is in addition to the podcast, which comes out every Tuesday as well, and we'll continue to do this. We're going very heavy into things this upcoming year, as you will see. All right, so long story short, Kevin, that's where we'll be. We're gonna get you that. So let's see what we got here. Ken is saying he finally figured that one out. Yeah, I do like that software, and we'll explain how I use it too with some of the videos that we're gonna do. Lily is saying, sometimes I have trouble hearing some departments on my scanner, and other days the same frequencies departments come in clear. Also, some days I can hear departments 50 miles away, and other days not at all. These are analog conventional channels. This happens on all your scanners, your 996P2, which you don't touch or move, as well as your handheld radios. Sometimes changing the position of your radios do help, but not much. One person told me that when it's cold out, radios work better, but I haven't heard anything about this, and I haven't noticed any patterns. Why do my scanners have good days and bad days like this? And we call that, in the industry, FM. It is, I'm trying to say my word right here without saying the wrong one. It is freaking magic. That's how it works. So there's a lot of variables, and it's RF. It's magic. It's it could be time of day. It could be weather related. It could be we just talked about this too. It could be ducting, right? Tropospheric ducting. It could be different, like I said, different times of the day that this happens in. You may not really notice a pattern unless you really start looking for it. Like, is it the beginning of the day or the end of the day? Is it when it's the temperature is changing? You get temperature inversions that causes tropospheric ducting. Assuming you're not using an outdoor antenna, because you say when you move the radios around, yes, and that could be too. You can have strong spots in your house. You can have weak spots in your house. You could have an area that you're near a window that will work really well, and if you move it on a table 10 feet to the left, all of a sudden you lose everything. Or it could be that you can sometimes at night you can hear further away. Yes, exactly. There is a lot of change when it comes to time of day as well. This has a lot to do with the way that the ionosphere works, and when the layers of the ionosphere disappear, but again, you're talking about things that are you're close enough to these things that you really wouldn't be noticed. We're talking about changes in propagation over hundreds of miles, not something as close as 50. But again, things definitely do change with an RF environment. Think about AM broadcast stations. They actually have to change their antenna patterns or go off the air so that they're not just broadcasting all across the world. Something to take a listen to, Lily, is I recently did a podcast episode about this, and that one is session number, where did it go? tropospheric ducting. I am looking for it, and it can't be back that far. It was just the last quarter. Here it is. Session number 182 of the podcast might give you some insight as to what it is I am talking about. Again, scannerschool.com/session 182, and that would be a good hint as to what might be going on with your scanner. But yeah, an outdoor antenna would definitely help you with picking up something that's about 50 miles away. But yeah, that's part of radio, to be honest with you. It's sometimes that kind of stuff works. But again, change out your antennas may help. I don't have one handy. It's on the other side, but the Diamond SR77CA may be a good antenna to swap out to. If you can put something up in your attic, that would help you as well. It depends where you're listening to in your house, what the building material of the house. Even comes down to LED windows. There's a lot of variables that can really change what it is that you are listening to. But like I said, weather can definitely have an effect. There's a lot of stuff, and definitely take a listen to session 182 of the podcast. Chris is saying you ordered the SDS 100 from Scannermaster. Oh, congratulations, Chris. It's a great radio. You will enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, and the color display is out of this world, I'll tell you that. Todd is saying you have a cat that likes to chew on his radio charger cords. Is there a way to keep them all chew-free? Yeah, get rid of the cat. I don't know. I don't have cats. I know cats like to chew on things, and I guess you could actually put them in some sort of cable management system. Like if you go to Home Depot or Lowe's or even any hardware store, they've got those channels, right? It's got double tape on one side, and then it gives you kind of this plastic channel. So I guess what you could really do is kind of run those off the back of your desk and keep all the cables in there. Even if it's against your floor or something like that, that might be a creative way to do that. At least the cat won't want to chew. I don't know why cats want to chew on electrical cords, but I don't know. It's just one of those things. I've heard that people try spraying the cable, or they just can't get the cats not to eat them. So I would say get one of those plastic channels and see if that works for them. And I'll do that. Let's see, kind of saying he gets some good local VHF analog reception on his older scanners with some warnings, mostly within 100 miles. Yeah, and again, like I said, Kenneth, it's tropospheric ducting when it comes to the change in temperatures. That could cause issues, not issues, but fun when it comes to radio monitoring. So the time of day, gray line chasing when it comes to DXing. Meteor scatter is something else to think about, which is basically when you've got ionized trails of meteor in the ionosphere, that can actually cause signals to bounce off and come back hundreds of miles away as well. So there's a lot of fun on there as well. Kenneth saying monetize that YouTube channel. Yeah, well, it's monetization's turned on. Just need more content, but it's not about monetization, Kenneth. It's about putting content out there and teaching, and that's really what I love to do. And if I have a schedule, I am more apt to stick with it. So I want to show you guys one other thing too that I've got set up over here that I have been working on. Before we break right here, I know I'm looking away because I'm trying to bring up an application I was just using. There it is. And I want to show you what we're going to be bringing to the you guys were seeing the wrong screen this whole time. Look at that. Did not want to show you that screen, but oh well. We've got a new whiteboard that we can play around with. So if you guys have any questions about something, actually come in here and I can actually draw. See, we got a little radio tower here, and you got another radio tower over here, right? And you're in the middle listening to your scanner. And of course, if we can zoom in on that face here, we would see it's a very happy person. So we're going to be bringing a lot more whiteboard information over here to the live streams as well. And this is also a sneak peek as to how I will be making some of the upcoming YouTube videos. We can actually be drawing on a screen now and show you how these things work. So very interesting that you guys were getting the spreadsheet and not really what I thought you guys were looking at here. Why we have this up, though, and before we split, I want to loop back into what John was asking about, and we'll do that. It says, Chris is saying you also ordered a case and the 700, 800 antenna for the SDS scanner. Yeah, you'll like that antenna. I've got one of those, and it works really well. And Todd is saying he ordered the 436 in April and he loves it. So yeah, all great scanners. So let's do this before we split. Let's loop back and get back to John's question here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go back and again share the screen I intended to share with you guys. Did not intend to share with you guys. Let's put it that way. We'll transition back over here. So John, you have got this. Let's do it this way. So we've got the global database here. We have the Union City frequency list down here. And let's just do a quick search. Let's just see what we got here. So we're going to pop this frequency in here, and we are going to do a quick search. So we're going to search by metro area. Of course, we could do a search by New York City. That should give us everything here, and this will be identified frequencies. So we'll do a search here like this, and it looks like only Union City in the New York City area is using that control channel. So we're off to a good start here. Let's see what else we've got here. So we're going to copy this. And let's see if my hunches are true here. Okay, only Union City. So we're looking pretty good. Looking like we got some clean frequencies here. So we'll copy this out. And we're going to go down the line and only Union again. So it looks like my theory may not hold water. Only Union City again. And of course, we've got the control channel. All right, let's extend out our search here. So what we're going to do is we are going to look, instead of by search, we're going to look under FCC by state. And we can only pick one state here. Let's see. Where is this? Frequency by metro area, frequency by trunk system, frequency by state. This is what I'm looking at here. So I want this one here, and I want to look at Connecticut. I want to look at New York. So I'm going to control click. And New Jersey, and we're going to do a search. So here we go. So we have got on one frequency here, we have the Union City system, plus we've got Greenwich, and we've got Groton Town in New London, Connecticut. Assuming that's far enough away from you, you're not hearing them, right? It should be a decent distance for that one. So let's keep picking away here. So now we got this next one we're going to look at. So we're starting to put water back in the system. So we've got Union City, upstate New York, and then we've also got upstate New York. I wouldn't worry about those. Let's see what else we got. Camden. I don't know how far away Camden is from you, but you've also got this Hudson system, Camden County and Hudson County. So this one may end up being an issue if you've got one scanner trying to listen to, and you got two competing voice channels there. That can definitely be causing you your garbled transmission. Also, you've got, let's see, Connecticut system. You've got, again, your Union and also Clinton in New York. And finally, let's take a look at the last one here. And again, I'm able to do these searches, I think, because this is for those of us with premium membership over on Radio Reference. And we've got Hartford, we've got Union, of course, you got Monroe and Ontario counties, which is way upstate New York near Rochester. So that is not something to worry about. But you could end up with a little bit of an issue with trunking, but it may just be you're just outside the range of that scanner. It might be too far out. Because the other issue is too, if we look at these control channels here and these trunk systems, what you want to look at is we've got our site in here, and when we actually click on the site, we can see that this is the expected footprint of it. So it may or may not cover outside of this system, outside of this range. But again, I am not too familiar with Bergen County, but I do know that this is the main route through Bergen, right? I'm assuming Fort Lee, right, is all Bergen County. And this might just be outside. Even though you're getting 3 bars on it, you may just be having problems with the TDMA on the trunk system. So a Yagi antenna might really help you out there. I don't know if you've tried that, but a directional antenna may be the way to do it. So with that, I am going to change the screens here. Remind everybody that if you're a Patreon supporter, we are on Zoom right now, simulcasting this, speaking of simulcast. And you can continue this conversation with me over on our Zoom channel if you're a Patreon extra credit supporter. So again, I want to thank all of our Patreon supporters who have been helping us out. We can't do this without you guys. And again, for everybody else, we again do this on the first Tuesday usually of every month. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure that you ring the bell so you know when we are live. And we're doing this again. Again, I want to let you guys know again, we are doing more YouTube videos, so it is very important that you do subscribe. Thumbs up if you found some helpful information in this video today. That thumbs up definitely helps us with our ranking on YouTube and helps other people find these live Q&A sessions. Again, if you want to help us out, you can become a Patreon supporter by going to scannerschool.com/Patreon, and immediately you will have access to our continued discussion. Max, we got you in from New Zealand. Max, really good to see you on. I haven't talked to you in a while since we've had those Zella sessions. And that is something that we are also digging out. I have something in the works right now that you guys will find out in about a month from now. So stay tuned, as they say, for that. So with that, guys, I am going to say 73. We're going to go and meet everybody over on Zoom who's watching us over there. Again, thank you so much for asking your questions. Hopefully you guys have found some benefit in it. And again, we will catch you all again next month. Say 73, everyone, and have a good night. Or Max, you have a good rest of your afternoon over there in New Zealand.